Hospitals are supposed to be a place of healing. But on the 5th floor of St. Raymond's Medical Center, something far darker was happening. It started with one patient vanishing from their bed during the night. No sign of forced entry. No broken windows. And strangest of all, no footage on the security cameras. St. Raymond's was an old hospital, the kind where the paint peels in corners, fluorescent lights hum overhead, and the air always smells faintly of disinfectant. But it wasn't the building's age that made the night shift uneasy. It was the feeling that someone, or something, was watching. The first disappearance was written off as a mistake. An elderly patient, confused, perhaps wandered off. But when it happened again, and again, the whispers started among the staff. Each missing patient was last seen alive between 3 o'clock and 3:15 a.m. Their charts left in perfect order. Their belongings untouched. But their beds empty. Nurse Evelyn remembered it clearly. On the night the third patient vanished, she heard footsteps echoing down the hallway, slow, deliberate. She peeked out, but the hallway was empty. The hospital administration called the police. Detectives reviewed the security cameras and found something chilling. Every time a patient disappeared, the cameras went black for exactly 33 seconds. Then came back on as if nothing had happened. The IT team insisted the blackout was impossible. The system had no timer, no reason to cut off like that. But the pattern was undeniable. Several staff members swore they'd seen a tall, shadowy figure at the end of the hallway. One janitor claimed it was so tall it nearly touched the ceiling, its outline wavering like smoke. But the moment he blinked, it was gone. Others said they heard faint whispers in empty rooms, the sound of someone breathing just behind them, only to turn and find no one there. Determined to find answers, the detectives devised a plan. They placed officers in 3 separate patient rooms, with cameras hooked up to an independent generator, so the blackout wouldn't affect them. That night, the hospital was eerily quiet. The ticking of the wall clock echoed like a drumbeat. At 3:12 a.m., the lights flickered. A dark shape appeared at the far end of the hallway. It didn't walk, it glided. Slow, smooth, silent. The officers froze, watching as it stopped at one of the rooms. The figure leaned toward the bed, and in that moment, the patient's body went limp. In a blink, they were gone. Vanished. No sound, no movement. Just gone. When the lights stabilized, the officers burst into the room. The bed was empty. The heart monitor still beeped steadily, as if the patient had never been there at all. Reviewing the backup footage, the figure's face was blurred beyond recognition, not by camera malfunction, but as though it had never had a face to begin with. Some believed it was a serial killer who found a way through hidden passages in the old hospital walls. Others were convinced it was something supernatural, a shadow that preyed on the weak, feeding on life itself. The truth was, no one could explain it, and no one dared to stay on the 5th floor after dark. Within a month, the 5th floor was closed for renovations. But the real reason was whispered in break rooms and empty corridors. The shadow was still there, and it wasn't finished. Nurse Evelyn quit her job shortly after, claiming she woke one night to see the same tall shadow standing in her bedroom doorway, watching her. To this day, the missing patients have never been found. Their beds remain empty, their charts collecting dust. And if you ever visit St. Raymond's, you might notice the elevator still stops at the 5th floor, even though the button is missing. Some say it's a glitch. Others say it's an invitation.